Okay, so what we've decided to do along this line is to do some waxing.
Hi, this is Angela.
And this is Rachel.
And together we are
Two Tall Ladies! We felt that this Authentico paint was a little bit chalky and needed sealing. So what we're going to do is we're going to wax both of the colours, but we're going to seal this with a clear wax, and then we're going to seal this one with a dark wax. And I'm going to talk Rachel through the process, and she's actually going to do it.
Okay.
So the first thing you need to do, Rachel, is get your clear wax brush. Never, ever, ever mix the two brushes, because you never want your clear wax brush to have dark wax on it, especially if you're ever going to seal on white. So always keep them separate. So first thing I want you to do is get a little bit of wax on your brush, and what you're going to do is you're going to actually put the wax on. You're not going to rub the wax in.
Okay, so almost like you're painting.
If you want, because also we're going to dark wax this, and the key to remember is that if you're going to dark wax, you must clear wax first.
Yes.
Because that will then ensure that you can move your dark wax around and it doesn't soak straight in and dry.
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to just get
so it's just straight down as if
across,
you're painting, yeah.
If you want, you can just leave this little bit here dry so that people can see what happens if you do put dark wax directly onto your paint.
Yes, right, okay, yeah.
Okay, so don't rub it in, because you don't want it to be starting to soften your paint and take your paint off.
Okay.
What will happen is that the clear wax will dry rock hard.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a piece to sell for a customer, I always make sure I put 3 coats on.
Okay.
And so I put the first coat on and let it dry, and that it dries really fast. It soaks in and it dries within an hour.
Okay.
And then because when you put this on, it looks like your colour's a little bit darker.
Yes, it does.
But when it dries, your colour goes back to exactly what it was before.
Yeah.
So then I repeat that twice without buffing in between.
Okay.
And then that forms, when it's dry, it forms a really nice rock hard protective finish. And your second and third coat take a bit longer to dry because it's on top of another coat. But if I do 3 coats in a day and then leave it at least 24 hours and then buff it then,
up after,
and it'll give you a really nice sheen.
Yeah.
So that then we can just leave as it is. But this side we're going to put some dark wax on.
Okay.
And remember, I've just left this with, we haven't put any wax on, so we can see what happened. So for this part, we're going to use Annie Sloan dark wax. There are many waxes on the market that you can use. Rust-Oleum actually is a really nice one to use.
Yeah.
So again, a small amount of paint, wax, right, on your brush, just a really small amount.
Is that enough?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what I want you to do is, exactly as you brushed it onto there, is just brush it.
On the red.
Yeah, you can do it quite thick. Don't worry about any brush marks or anything. Just put it on. It looks quite scary.
It does look quite scary and messy.
It does. So now put it here where there's no paint. Right. Okay, so now what I need is a cloth. I'll do with a dry one. I'll tell you what we'll do is get some...
Oh, Super Simon's took
I know, he's gone, hasn't he? We haven't got Super Simon, so I'm going to use this piece of tissue here. So when you've got the dark wax on, if you had something that was really ornate or carved, you would push the dark wax into all of your carvings and then wipe off. And what it leaves is a nice... It just gives it some real depth. But then when you try to take it off of your where there's no clear, if that was white, you'd really be able to see that, and that's actually quite a good paint. But you can see it's so much darker. But if we'd have put black wax onto that, you would have had a blob, and it would have soaked in because there's 3 coats. and you just wouldn't have been able to move it.
Yeah.
And even if you then put clear wax over it, it's really hard to get rid of that blob.
Yeah.
But then if we'll do another piece at another time where we've got a really ornate piece.
Yes. Yeah, and some nice carvings. on it.
Yeah, but never be afraid of dark wax because you can wipe it off as much as you
It does
want.
look nice. It gives a really like aged
Yes, it does.
appearance. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay.
I have never used dark wax before. That I'm really impressed with that.
Smells so nice.
It does sound lovely. It smells like you've cleaned up. Well, we know we've been sat painting all day. I like painting.
House smells lovely, but
It does. Shh, that's a secret.